I'm Eric Klein, and this is my dog, Princess Margaret, AKA Maggie. We brought her home 10 weeks old, and she's been easy to train and just another part of the family. We saw a poster for Sunshine Therapy Dogs, and we reached out to them about 1.5 years ago.
My name is Alan Harman, and I'm the founder and president of Sunshine Therapy Dogs. So we always had dogs around the house, and I always really loved them and could see the love they gave to the people around them. And then I guess about 15 years ago, I just couldn't help but to notice the amount of anxiety and mental and emotional dis-ease out there, in particular amongst young people. And I experienced it firsthand with my kids. But our dogs were always very helpful. And in particular, one of my dogs was very helpful to my son. I just decided to start my own charity up.
There was a lot of pre-interview about what would make a good therapy dog. And then you spent an afternoon with a trainer, and they wanted to see how you reacted in situations, how your dog reacted.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, that's what Maggie's trying to do, to make sure they like to be touched. In particular, what happened today was she found 3 or 4 dogs that had a physical ailment, in her opinion, and she asked the people to go to their vets and clarify whether they were, because she's really keen on that. I mean, she's really serious about animal welfare.
You want to make sure you had good control over your dog in different situations, that your dog would mix well with new people and crowds and noise and other dogs. So it was much more practical, and then when you start, you go out on visits with experienced people just to get the hang of it.
Oakwood is an individualized education program. Part of my job here is organizing opportunities for things like therapy dogs in our community club to help our students build their experience with the world. Part of the reason why we have the therapy dog come here is because we want our students to work on their self-regulation, and we know that therapy dogs can be calming and support that.
We get usually about once a week an email with a Google Sheet, and it lists all the visits for the next 3 or 4 months, and you literally place your name in where you want to go.
Typically, I just email Kendra and I say, hey, we want to work with you with therapy dog, and she emails back, and then she finds someone in the area who comes with the dog, and then she sets up a date, and then I accept a Google Calendar invite, and then they come here on the date.
It's incredibly rewarding, it's incredibly flexible. You know, we have such a diverse range of visits that you can always find something that works for you, that fits. You know, I really love doing the university visits. My kids are a little older and graduated, and I miss having them, so I enjoy the energy of being around the schools and the kids and the students.
There's a lot. I've had a lot of students say, this is the best thing that's happened to me this semester, and I would like more people to know about us.
I was actually referred to them by a friend who worked at another program who used them, and she just said they were amazing. So I reached out to them. This service in Peel region, I think, is pretty sparse, but we know, like from statistics, that therapy dogs can support people with anxiety or depression, and I think it's just so nice for kids to have this opportunity to utilize therapy dogs to support their regulation and engagement.
What I've learned in this business is, different audiences appreciate different types of dogs, so there isn't any breed that does better or any set of characteristics that I think necessarily make a great therapy dog. It's more about the audience.
We have over 70 dogs now, all sorts of different dogs, all sorts of different people. So there's a dog and an owner who fits every situation. And I think they've done a really great job of making this very accessible for the people who want the dog visits and need the dog visits.
Initially, you might just think, oh, I'm just going to a place and my dog's going to be pet. But it really provides so much more for the students and the people that they're interacting with.
You know, the people we visit are thrilled. The dog really responds well to it, and I love doing it. So it's one of those rare activities that everyone's getting something really great out of it. I really look forward to them, and I schedule my day around them. He created an organization that's a lot more user-friendly, both from the people who are getting the dog visits and from the people who have the dogs. People sometimes are a lot kinder to animals than they are to each other. And there's so much levels of anxiety. We live in a very high-stress city, in a high-stress environment, and I think anything that helps people cope is just a great thing.